Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Raging Loop on Nintendo Switch. I could only assume they needed more bedroom women servants to fulfill their evening duties.
リカコさんは伝統を大事になさるんですね。
はい。そのようなことしかない世界で生きてまいりましたので。
This whole area was a separate realm built around the worship of Great Lord Shinai. From my perspective, she was very unfortunate to have been born here. But perhaps from her point of view, being a city boy without the pillars of faith and tradition to support me was far more unfortunate. I couldn't deny that a world where the way to live and die hadn't changed. Animals, diseases, lineages, ideals. The system was threatened by countless things. In liberated societies, however, the people had to develop a strong society. Open societies exchanged certain happiness for their practical, universal simplicity we called money. That reasoning was probably a bit shaky. Anyway, this settlement, as well as Fujiyoshi, would eventually fall victim to our aging society. Without a single person here, Great Lord Shinai would, just like the Badger or the nameless mountain god, be forgotten and vanish. About anything.
かしてましたか、僕。
怖い顔をなさっていました。
あはは、すみません。
I had to keep a tight grip on my conscience. Without deciding what to do about Meiko, I returned to the dining hall where I found Yasumizu and Kiyori-san. Yasumizu seemed a bit better than before, but only slightly. Kiyori-san looked the same, though I couldn't tell if she'd succeeded in getting Yasumizu to not talk about Takumi-san.
もうお昼の準備を始めましょうか。今日もすぐに宴でしょうから。お釜洗ってもらえるかしら。
わかりました。
I opened the metal pot I'd grown used to using and found a piece of paper inside. Takuma didn't tell Takuma didn't tell Yasunuga anything about being a snake. He simply consoled Yasunuga about Chami-chan's death and talked about how they could proceed with the feast. Maintaining my poker face, I brought the pot to the sink and filled it with water, getting the paper all wet. The fountain pen letters quickly became unreadable. I then used a scrubbing brush to quickly tear it apart, rolled it in a ball, and threw it in the trash. Was Kiyori-san aware of just how risky that was? Anyway, that info just now was extremely important. Takumi-san hadn't told him about being a snake. What was I to make of that? The first time, Takumi-san had revealed he was a snake on the very first day. Well, why would he be so careful now? What if he wasn't the snake? What if Yasunuga-kun lied to his mother as a precaution? Crap, Kiyori-san's note didn't tell me anything about how she'd asked about it or the nuances of the replies. This could definitely be a good time to come out as a snake. What was I to do now? I thought about that for every second of lunch. I did think I kept a normal expression on my face, at least. I took far too long to decide that, regardless of circumstances, I needed to claim a role.
今日の宴を始めますよ。匠を殺した狼は絶対にくくらねばならないからね。
But it wasn't hard for us to act like the powerless resistance. First of all, Yasunuga-kun said that Takumi-san's death rendered the snake's power meaningless. His tone seemed authentic, so it was hard to believe.
知恵ねえと、狼じじいと匠兄がいなくなって、この場には13人。未確定者がまだ11人もいる。
そこから一人、一番怪しいものを挙げて処刑するか。なんとも苦しい事態だね。
今日、蛇が調べるもんを選べ。それで、くくるのは残り10人じゃ。
順番から言えば。
Yasunuga-kun was giving me a sideways glance.
兄ちゃんなんじゃないの？いろいろ喋っ。
てめえと記者の女は初日にくくることを渋ったな。
それを言うなら匠兄だってそうだし、肝臓さんだって否定はしなかったでしょ。
わしは票はくくる方に入れた。
Kanzo-san began presenting his unreasonable argument. He was basically saying that just about everyone here deserved the noose.
まあようにするのは間違いです。提案したのは猿のカゴ者である僕ですからね。まあ補正はないのかな。
ねえよ。
A certain answer from a place no one expected.
狼じじいは人間だっつってんだ。お前、それは。全員動くな。
Sharp words and a sharp sound. He stabbed a kitchen knife from the dining hall into the tatami before him. Hana-chan gasped while Kanzo-san made a stern face and got up.
動くなっつってんだ。じじいでも容赦はしねえぞ。
Kanzo-san could have probably beaten him even with 1 or 2 stabs in him. He didn't do it though, probably because the hostility in Yasumizu. He even encouraged him to talk.
俺はカラスだ。昨日くくられた狼じじいは人だった。もし他にカラスを名乗る奴が出たら間違いなく偽物だから即ぶっ殺す。
やめたまえ。そんなパフォーマンスは。
やめねえ。読み意味の宴なんざ。要は信じるか信じないかの勝負だろ。なら一番本気見せ。
I saw what he was doing here.
結局は信じるか信じないかだろう。読み意味の宴ってやつは。
They both reached the same conclusion because they weren't wrong. Due to the unreliable nature of playing the odds, the feast became, just as I thought, a game of politics rather than logic. In political scenarios, the one who were in charge were the loudest and most emotional, not the most rational. After all, logic required energy to understand. Basically, it was a pain in the ass. The people who actually enjoyed building complex logical theories were by far in the minority. The majority disliked wasting energy on understanding them, even if they did have that capacity. There was something they all had in common. They all wanted to believe that the world was actually easy to understand, the truth was simple, and that someone was just making it more complex than it was. The truth was that any world worked based on complicated mechanisms, and it only seemed simple because you wanted to see it that way. However, it was impossible to impress the complexity of the world upon everyone. Thus, people always left certain matters, such as science or politics, to those considered to be pros. It was a sensible delegation of authority. But to earn trust, you need to present yourself in a way that was simple rather than complex. You need a story that the ones who cast logic aside could easily swallow. Like Takumi-san back then, and Yoshikun now, they'd realize that, so they decided to gamble on it. Discard logic, pick your methods based on feeling and preference, gamble, and win support. They provided the anti-logic crowd with a convenient lifeboat. It was definitely a good approach. But Yoshikun had overlooked 2 things.
いねえようだな。じゃあ、俺が本物のカラスだってことでいいな。
First was his own nature. He was a persuasive person even when there was no basis for it. I actually admired that. Yoshikun was your generic edgy delinquent to the core. However, he was kind at heart, as well as passionate and naive. That much was plain for me to see. It was why everyone could believe him if he took things seriously enough. As long as he stayed honest, no one would doubt him. It was a rare and valuable talent. In a good-natured society, that is.
なるほど。わかった。じゃあ、義継はカラスのカゴ車で確定。狼じじいも人で確定。あと10人の中に3人の狼がいるってことだ。
That was all he'd earned by revealing his guardian to us wolves. Was it really worth the risk? The other thing he'd misunderstood was that this was something that couldn't be emulated. No one who tried something similar would get the same results. This was because winning by a brute force was usually a bad move in this game. He was an exception. It did nothing and he could only use it once. You should have saved that for the endgame, Yoshikun. Oh, how I wanted to say that. I wanted to put on a shit-eating grin and tell that to him. I really wanted him to understand how harsh the world really was. And thus, I had to survive. Damn it. I had to win this even more now.
義継君の勇気あるカミングアウトに僕は敬意を表したい。そして 僕も言うべきことがある。何でしょうか。
If this was Yasunaga-kun's trap, I'd fall right into it. It'd be embarrassing, but I'd just loop back and try again.
僕は蛇の加護者です。だから自分を調べるわけにはいかない。
あなたが？
ふむ。
僕は彼ほどの強烈なアピールはできませんが、もし対抗して狼が蛇を名乗ってきたら、その時は全力で論破してみせましょう。いますか、蛇を語る方は。
No, of course not. Takamimura really was a snake.
どうやらこれで味覚停車が9人に絞られたみたいです。
And Yasunaga-kun didn't even know that either. Oh, I wanted to...
そういうこと。ただ無駄になってしまったけどね。
そうね。調べる人を明示してしまうのも考えものだわ。調べた端から殺していけば確定者はいつまでも増えない。
Bingo. That was why I suggested we check Takumi-san. I also wanted to see if his reaction to help me figure out if he was the snake.
じゃあ宇佐石くんが初日夜に調べたのは一体誰だったのかな。一つ仮定しておこうか。その可愛い女の子、メイコちゃんだったかな。
言うとった。あれかね。
そうです。多分実在したんだと思うんです。
そんなんじゃない。メイコはヤギだもん。
すみません。よくわからないことを。ただ私もそう思うのです。そうでもなければこのように誰もをくくるなどと言う子ではありませんから。
まあ彼女の立ち位置はよくわからないのだけど、一つ言えるのは、もし狼と合流しているのならきっと静かにしておけと指示を受けると思うんですよね。だから彼女も人だということでいいんじゃないかと思うわけです。少なくとも狼じゃない。
もしそれを外せば。
じゃん。しかしゲンさんもそのようなことを言ってたわよ。
ゲンの親父は最後ボケとったろうが、そんなもん信じられるか。
でも
おい、ヤスは本当に蛇の加護で人だと知れたか。
はい、間違いなく。
それならヤスは甘すぎる。
そんなことは。
チーが死んだ時もくくらんでええと言った。
黙らせるならやるぜ。
それはまだいい。
ああ、やっすんが怒った。こりゃ早いとこ退散したいな。
兄ちゃん、やめようよ。怖いって。おじいちゃんも。
じゃあ次調べるのはハルちゃんです。
私を調べてくれるの？
ああ、一度調べてもらったら安心だろ。
I didn't mind that. Now that I'd taken the role of a snake, I could lie as much as I wanted. But why'd he suggest it now?
ふざけるな。
Naturally, Kanza-san snapped.
わしを調べろ。わしは人じゃ。若えのもわしが優先じゃと言った。
確かに発言量の多い順から調べるのが順当かと思うが。
馬脚を表したな。
なんだと。
あなたは孫娘の安否確認より自分が宴で選ぶる方が大事なんだ。
てめえはチーが死んだからって春のことを手元に置きてえってか。
はあ？僕は春ちゃんのことはそんな風には思っていませんが。
Yasumizu-kun was able to finish his sentence because Kanza-san's fist didn't reach him. Yutsukun had jumped in at just the right moment to take the hit in his stomach. He then sunk his left fist into Yoshikun's cheek. The teen fell to the ground. The kitchen knife from before was still in the tatami a few feet in front of him. Kanzo-san had already noticed it, so he beat Yatsuku-kun, or Yoshikun, to the punch and grabbed the knife, the handle, and then prepared to... Everyone's looking at Kanzo-san right now. Cold stares, fearful eyes, and judgmental glares. Yes, your granddaughter. That was when he had to retract his statement and stop himself. There were many ways he could have gone about this, like saying that letting Hana-chan be investigated could get her killed, like Takumi-san last night. Or he could have said he made a mistake, that Hana-chan was more important, and let her have the turn. He still would have had everyone's respect then. He still realized that he'd crossed the line he never could come back from. The crude old man was at a loss for words. Excuses, manipulation, rationalization. All of these concepts were foreign to a character as stoic as he was. A man of few words had little he could say after such a catastrophic blunder. However, out of all of the words he could have chosen, I certainly didn't expect those.
Yasumizu がお前の家族よ。皆そうしとる。ヤス。
何ですか？
わしがいなくなれば多くおったじゃねえか。
そんなこと。
ああ、一旦落ち着きましょう。いろんなことがごっちゃになってる。
まだ早いんじゃないんかね。
じじい、ババアから死ぬのが正しい順番じゃ。それはええ。耐えば。
Dead? This wasn't the time or place for this. Personal vendettas, lover spats, brotherly union, maturity, generation gaps. This wasn't a situation where you could just waste time on something like that, was it? Kanzo-san was human, no matter how you put it. Sure, he'd sown some discord, but they had to make an effort to fix that. I didn't mind if they got rid of someone who'd made an unnecessary scene, but the decision should have been more calculated and less emotional. Those who weren't part of their circle just didn't know how to react. Hashimoto-san showed some serious courage trying to intervene. However, he'd underestimated how cold Yasumizu could be towards outsiders. I knew that well, thanks to Chaimi. Well, not like I objected to this outcome. If these people were going to accept his death and find unity in madness, I'd just play along. I wasn't looking down on them, I just thought that they were brain dead, but I had to take that back. Madness was a fearsome foe to face. I'd let myself revel in victory once I actually won, and I would definitely emerge victorious. Thanks to my looping, I had all the attempts I needed, and then some. What was I not supposed to become? Takumi-san and Chaimi were now gone. Thus the task of tying up, dragging, and hanging Kanzo-san had transferred to the Oribe brothers. The elder brother led, while the younger one dragged. Everyone else followed after. I was the only animality here. The term peer pressure came to mind. There certainly was a way to use peer pressure to erode people's aversion. In wars, POW camps, cultist sects, and the feast. No, Yasumizu as a whole was a prime example of that. The local culture was deeply ingrained in their minds. Anyone living here would eventually start to question their own way of life. Huh. So the story it had created wasn't far off the mark. Anyone living near a hellish place long enough would themselves become inhabitants of hell. If you looked at it that way, I might have been a resident of hell myself. Now, what did the great lord of the local hell, Shinai-sama, want out of something so needlessly profound? I still don't know. In fact, I wasn't sure if the god himself knew what he wanted out of this. Just a thought. An eternal dance of murder and concealment shrouded in the dense mist?
おじいちゃん。
もう挨拶はした。みな、あとは頼んだ。
おち、なかれ。
おじいち
落ちなかれ。
The brothers extended their hand, and when it bloomed, I wanted him to live a bit longer. He would either eventually self-destruct or struggle to find surprise attacks from the rest. Hope that the last of the Umatsu, Rikako-san, didn't have any other secrets. And think of how to deal with these two. Hashimura-san wasn't shaken by the lynching, as we returned, our eyes met. I had no idea what he was thinking. His expression and eyes were both unreadable to me. He, on the other hand, clearly read something about me. And that wasn't fair. First, Yoshikun, now Hashimoto-san, their goddamn superpowers were just unfair. They were the reason why I, a normal, talentless individual who didn't stand out in any way, had to take such drastic measures. I couldn't even tell if he actually suspected me or if he was just slightly uneasy. I felt like I was doing a good job, but since I was now at the forefront, it was more likely that I would be targeted. What would he do next? I was actually kind of excited for tomorrow's feast. After the feast, everyone gathered in the dining hall. With barely any words, we ate a simple dinner and went on our own ways. Takumi-san and Kazo-san, the Odabe brothers, would do something too. I can only imagine what they were thinking in the window between sheltering and dreaming. Thus began our third secret meeting. We would tear their fragile plans to shreds.
さあ、約束を果たしてもらいましょう。
Her voice was calm but stern.
あなたの息子を楽にする。
ええ。
どっちをやるの？兄ちゃん？よしくん？
I sure are excited about this. It still pisses me off. Don't become.
ならないで。
As did Chami's face, which often flashed before my eyes recently.
その前に、もう少し二人とも苦しんでくれませんか？
I made a smile when I asked that.
苦しむ？
ええ、苦渋の決断ですよね。黄泉から落ちた息子を自分の手で、悲劇的な展開じゃないですか。春ちゃんなんて、今日、肉親が死ぬのを抜け抜けと見守ったんだよ。これじゃあ、狂人じゃないか。人として、最低じゃないですか。僕だって、この力を持って生まれた日から、ろくでもないこともたくさんしてきましたが、いるべき場所を間違えた方を送り返すには、それなりの共感と同情と、罪悪感を持ってやってきました。
This lie was such a pain at this point. I didn't even have the reason to keep telling it anymore.
僕らが平然としていたら、僕らがやってることの正しさは消えるんですよ。
私たちが苦しんでないとでも？
Oh?
苦しんでるんですか？
ええ。それはもう、泣いたりわめいたりするのが、もう億劫だから。頑張って、狂い続けているだけよ。
私は、あなたに迷惑をかけたくないから。あなたと違って、私たちは、狂わないとあなたにはついていけない。
それでも、普通は、狂い方なんてみんな知らないはずなんですけどね。残れた時に、君にも罪を背負ってもらわないといけないんだから。
じゃあ、私も死ねばいいのかな。
そうね。死ねばいいじゃない。
I raised my leg and kicked over the bucket.
あらら。
こんな茶番、たくさんだ。
Good question. I don't know what the game wants us to do first. I guess it would make sense to kill, Yasunaga. We would kill Yasunaga Orabe. If we let Yoshikun, the crow, live, they would find out that Kanza-san was a human, but everyone already knew that. The crow would live another day. During the charade at noon, Yasuna-kun inherited Kanza-san's will. His death would be more distasteful and tragic than anyone else's. The blind people here wanted a leader, and this would shock them immensely. I had no idea how good of a leader he would be, but it would be bad for us if he was actually good.
安永君でいいですか？
わかったわ。
兄ちゃんとお別れか。
ことに及ぶにあたり、二人にお願いがあります。
何かしら。
今日は、二人で手を下してください。
昨日、やりすぎたから？
土壇場で後ろから刺されるのは、ごめんだからだよ。
そんなこと、しないわよ。
Liar.
でも、まあ、わかるから。いいわ。
徹底的にやってくださいね。
それは。
僕らの痕跡が残ったり、メッセージを残されたりすることを防ぐためです。説明の後なら、苦しめることもないでしょ
う。わかったわ。
ならないで。
Suffer. I filled the bucket with water again and we went into the mist. The water from the faucet repelled the corruption just fine, though it was from a well, so maybe it didn't count as tap water. Haruchan went in front, and Kyoto-san was right behind her. Haruchan was waving around a flashlight. This reminded me of the first night when we tried to kill him, and Shaimi got in our way. This time it was something else.
どうしたんですか？早く、開けてください。
開かないわ。
We went around all the houses that had living people in.
雲は兄ちゃんのドアを守っていて、それで私らがドアを触った瞬間、鍵開けを防いだ？
そんな。
いや、当然の決断だ。
どうすればいいの？
どうもこうも、感受するしかありません。僕らは一晩無駄にした。香織さんは息子を殺せない。そして、雲には僕らが安永君を狙ったことがバレる。
それってどうなの？大したこと？
いや、別に。むしろいくつか分かったわけですが。
The spider was from Yasumizu. If Mami-san was the spider, she'd have protected either Hashimoto-san, me, or Yoshikun. The only locals whose role we didn't know were Tai-san, Kinosushi, and Rikako-san. Yasunuga-kun couldn't have been the spider since they couldn't protect themselves. Maiko couldn't be it either. If she was the spider, Rikako-san would control her like last time. She was clearly the badger. That meant that one of the three was the spider. It wasn't completely unlikely that it was Kinosuke, but I couldn't imagine him making this choice. He'd probably protect Rikako-san every single day. In order of likelihood, from highest to lowest, it was probably Rikako-san, then Tai-san, then Kinosuke. Worse than that,
明日は必ず殺せるのかしら。
this woman had abandoned all hope to keep her mind intact. Now that came back around to undermine her sanity if she didn't get to kill her sons. And it looked like the situation where we couldn't let her have the kill she was promised would continue.
ああ、ごめんなさい、不謹慎で。フサイスさん、あなたやっぱり狂ってるのね。
僕が狂ってる？いやいや、そりゃずるいよ。先に狂ったのはそっちじゃないか。
I told the others too, if they were in danger of getting hanged, pretend to be the crow, avoiding the spider at all costs. The spider wasn't an option. Claiming the spider meant death on the next or the following night, and if that didn't happen, it would mean the spider was a fake. With Yoshikun's reveal, pretending to be a crow became a lot harder, but it was still safer than pretending to be a spider. Yasunaga-kun and Hashimoto-san would also find it suspicious that a spider reveal even happened in the first place, so that was another reason. Though I would follow Yasunaga-kun's idea and tell everyone that my snake power said that Haru-chan was a human, so she wouldn't be suspected. I was in way more danger in that regard. Also, I would see how the votes worked and, if possible, hang Rikako-san. However, our votes would go different ways. We couldn't force it. Tomorrow's vote would be on hanging one of the 6 unconfirmed humans. Tai-san, Kiyori-san, Kinosuke, Rikako-san, Meiko, Mamiya-san. I would try to make sure it wasn't Kiyori-san. After I provided that course of action, we went our own ways. We said goodbye to Kiyori-san and went uphill.
はるちゃん。
何？
I was the one who started the conversation. That was a loss for me.
僕は、狂ってるのか？
さあ、私はあなたを知らないから。あなたがえげつない方法で人を殺しながら人に道徳を説くのが理解できないだけかもね。
She had a point. Another loss for me.
神様。
なんじゃ町のお方。
僕は、狂ってるんですか？
ここに最初においでになった頃、貴様はやり直すために死のうなどと考えるような御人であったか？ま、
図が悪いんですよ。
悪かったわね。それでも私らはここに住んで生きて死んでいくのよ。
やりにくいな。
何が？
なんでもないよ。あのさ。
何？
本当に肝臓さんのことを何とも思ってないの？
何とも思ってないわけないじゃない。
織部兄弟のこともモッチーのことも。
誰も殺したくないよ。
じゃあどうして平気で振る舞うの？
私は汚れてなんかない。私は狂ってない。狂ってなんか。おかしいのは藤吉全部よ。おかしいのは神様の方よ。
神様とは状態のことなのか？
Crazy. Right. State of being.
何か気づかれたのかの町のお方。
いえ。
If that were the case, I could understand it, but no. Even then, some things wouldn't make sense. No, that wasn't right either. It wasn't that I couldn't understand. It was just so absurd and way too hopeless. But I wanted to tear off these masks and examine them to my heart's content. There was no more terrifying or thrilling moment than the one when you were about to expose the ugly face of the unknown. And apparently the role of a wolf wasn't fit for this. The wolves are way too right. Basically, I had to change my line of thinking.
はるちゃん、一つ提案がある。
I turned back to the small wolf.
何よ。
All right, it was Haruchan.
僕らは悪役に徹しよ
悪役？
う。うん。超悪い人だ。
She tilted her head in confusion.
超悪いので人を殺す。超悪いので仲間を裏切る。超悪いので好きなことをする。なぜなら僕らが超悪いからであって正しいからじゃない。悪はあらゆる正義から自由だ。
悪役。悪。そんなのいいの？
よくはないさ。もちろん。でも知ってるか、はるちゃん。人間。
友達や。
Hardest topic of morality. However, when you thought about it, it wasn't too difficult to find a logical answer to that too. You simply ignored the concept of good and evil. If ignoring such ideas was an integral part of evil, then I would teach her, and through it, pose her a question about how flexible she really was.
心や体が不自由になるからさ。
よくわからない。
人の嫌がることをすれば人から嫌がられる。それは思う以上に心を縛りつける。人がひどく嫌がることをする人は体だって縛りつけられる。縛られて不自由な人は安心して生きられないし、安心して死ねないんだ。人間は誰しも悪くない生き方を、良い生き方を誰かから強いられる。それはお互いに安心して生きて安心して死にたいから。誰かが誰かを縛ったり縛られたりし始めれば、それは連鎖的にすごい数の人を不自由にしてしまう。だからみんなそんな生き方は嫌でしょってことで、よく生きろって育てられるんだよ。でもね、はるちゃん、 そういうのを全部諦めれば、周りを全部不自由にして、自分も不自由な人生を送り、不自由な最後を迎えることを心に決めるなら、人間は悪いことをやっていいんだ。
ねえ、それって外だとみんなそうやって習うの？
いや、今考えた出任せさ。
ひど。
でも案外正解かもしれないぜ。君が賛同するなら僕も付き合う。とことん悪に生きてやろうじゃないか。
私テレビでやってる洋画劇場好きでさ。
へえ、何が好きなの？
フォースがどうってやつ。
She really did love that series, huh?
どのキャラが好き？
金ピカのやつ。
Was that why she liked androids? Did I remind her of him?
ああいうのってさ、基本正義の側の気持ちで見るじゃん。私も言ったら恥ずかしいけど、かっこいいナイトが助けに来てくれたら素敵だななんてさ。
とても真っ当な楽しみ方じゃないか。
悪いやつになるなんて考えたこともなかった。
悪いやつが主役の映画もいっぱいある。
そうなの？
あ
あ。悪なら泣いてもいいのかな？
もちろんだ。
As she began to incessantly cry, I spread my arms out. She plunged into my chest with surprisingly little hesitation. I embraced her damp body and looked up at the sky. It was evil to grieve about parting ways with Yomibitu, huh? Then perhaps no, everyone here wasn't actually insane. Well, I was an exception. We then walked around Yasumizu, barely saying a word. Then we reached a fork in the path. One led to the dorm, the other to the construction site.
ここで。
うん。何かな？
なんて呼べばいい？
A new name for a new relationship. I had a good idea for this.
じゃあ、春秋って呼んでくれ。
春秋兄ちゃん？
いや、呼び捨てで春秋だ。悪の相棒は対等な関係だからね。
呼びにくいよ。
みんなの前で呼んじゃダメだぞ。香織さんの前でもだ。
香織さんも？
だって彼女は善人だ。
そっか、春秋。
おう、春ちゃん。
そっちだけちゃん付けはずるい。
可愛い女の子をちゃん付けで呼びたい性分なんだ。
私可愛い？
悪になったことで6割増し。可愛くなった。
じゃあ許す。
She extended her hand to me. I grasped it tightly. We would no longer be wolves of justice, but wolves of evil.
おやすみ、春秋。
おやすみ。
I turned around.
よく眠れるとよろしいな。町のお方？いや、悪党殿。
A cold voice.
神様。神って一体何ですか？
火遊びまでたしなむとは刺激的なお方じゃ。
I walked up as if to get away from the laugh, which sounded strangely infuriated. I just remembered that the protagonist of that movie was actually the princess's brother. Wait, but then it took a turn.
GG は人だった。
On Nintendo Switch. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.